Good morning, it's Councillor Glen, and it is Saturday, May the 20th. It's the May long weekend. Victoria Day is on Monday. This morning I'm just next to the Poole Creek Walk Way, and I'm right over Poole Creek. Maybe you can hear it bubbling underneath me. I'm just at the culvert on Jonathan Pack Street with the little lookout area here. If you're looking for some place to explore this weekend, Poole Creek Walkway is a great pathway. It continues here from Jonathan Pack over to Stittsville Main Street by the Johnny LaRue Arena. Lots of places to explore. I want to thank everyone who dropped by our councillor chat last Saturday and picked up one of our Slow Down for Us signs. We still have some more of those signs available, and they're at the ward office, so if you want to drop by during weekdays and pick one up, or call our office and reserve one in advance, please do. We've still got some available. We had lots going on at City Hall this week, lots going on locally, so I'll give you a few updates here. First of all, I mentioned last week Minto had an application at Planning Committee. The property is known as 5618 Hazeldean Road. It's their Abbott's Run community. It's just east of Ivor between Hazeldean and Abbott Street. And my concern going into that was that there was no commercial at the corner of Abbott and Hazeldean. So really happy to report that my council colleagues, my committee colleagues, supported my motion to send the file back to staff so they can carve out a little block of commercial. So we can have maybe a hair salon, coffee shop, perhaps a little restaurant, something that would serve the local Fernbank community. So that'll be coming back to Planning Committee on June the 7th. So that's good news there. The OC Transpo route review continues. So this is part of a big rethink of transit. We know that, got a mosquito here. We know that travel patterns have changed for people, commuting patterns have changed, and so we're looking to update OC Transpo's route network. There's a survey online if you go to octranspo.com, and there's also a series of virtual and in-person open houses. This week on Tuesday there's a virtual open house, and there's also an open house at Nepean Sportsplex. So if you're interested in sharing your feedback in that format, please look at attending either or both of those. If you check out my website, there's more information there as well. And as always, check out my website because every week, just about every single day, and sometimes more than once per day, my team and I share updates about what's happening in the city and in our community. So a few of the updates there this week. The city is embarking on phase 1 of the anti-racism strategy, so you can check out information about that. There's information about Youth Decides. This is a new recreation program that's launching in Stittsville this year. It's for teenagers. And it's basically, it's going to happen around the Johnny LaRue Arena, and it'll be an opportunity every day. The youth who are participating get to decide on what the programming is, whether it's around sports or leadership or similar activities. They'll get to decide on the programming. So if you've got a young person who's looking for an interesting camp idea, please check that out on my website. Also on my website, there's information about schedule changes for the long weekend. There's a number of changes to city services. And anyways, anything you need about Stittsville, you can probably find it on my website. So check that out at glengower.ca. This week, I was really honored to be a part of the grand opening of Shingwàkons Public School. That's the new public elementary school on Cope Drive, and they had a big ceremony on Thursday and a really warm welcome from the students. I got a tour by some grade 4 ambassadors, and I mean, you could just tell how proud they are to be at that school. It's a beautiful school, a very welcoming, bright, warm place, and really happy to have that in our community. So congratulations to Principal Thompson and all of your staff and students on the grand opening of Shingwàkons. As you may know, the city did a big branch blitz on Tuesday, still cleaning up after that storm from early April, and they made some good progress. They weren't able to pick up all of it though. There's some homes with larger branches, and what they've done is they've cataloged all of the debris that's remaining, and they're going to be sending around some additional pickups and equipment in the coming weeks. As I keep saying, this is going to take some time. There's a ton of debris and branches out there from that storm, and staff are out there every day working on it. They had dozens and dozens of staff on that blitz on Tuesday, so they were able to catch up quite a bit, but still a lot to come. So they will be out there. You haven't been forgotten, and thank you for your patience on that. Coming down Jonathan Pack this morning, I noticed the flex stakes are installed here, and you'll notice the flex stakes being reinstalled at locations all around Stittsville. Again, that's an ongoing process. Most of the locations are out there, but if you don't see the ones on your street that were there last year, they are coming soon. And we're going to have some new locations being added later on in the summer, likely July or August timeframe. So we'll be letting residents know about that for any new locations. I should talk about some upcoming events because there's a lot happening this weekend. Later on this afternoon, I'm heading over to CARDELREC, the new health food store that's opened up over in the Crossing Bridge Plaza. That's where the McDonald's is, so I'll be there this afternoon. This morning, there's the Stittsville-Goulbourn Horticultural Society annual plant sale, and that's on Stittsville Main Street at the Bradley's building next to the Legion. They do this every year, an opportunity to get some really good quality plants for your garden at home. And the library, today and tomorrow, is doing a plant swap and giving away seed kits for kids over at the library. The library is on Stittsville Main Street, just past Carlton Cathcart, if you're looking for that. There's a craft market today, the Craft and Vendors Market, and that's in the parking lot of the United Church at Stittsville Main and Fernbank. And tomorrow on Sunday, there's the weekly market at the barn at Village Square Park, corner of Stittsville Main and Abbott Street. So lots to do there. Tomorrow morning, there's a young woman in our community. Her name's Jade Aitkin, and every year she does a big fundraiser for the Ottawa First Responders Foundation. First Responders Foundation raises money to support mental health programs for first responders in Ottawa, a really good cause. She'll be doing a walk across Ottawa, and she is leaving Stittsville, I believe at 6:30 p.m. from the fire station on Stittsville Main Street. So if you're out early and you want to cheer on Jade, I'm sure she'd love to see you there, love to get that support. And on Monday, because it's the Victoria Day weekend, the Hazeldean Gardens are going to be setting off some fireworks on Monday evening. At Hazeldean Gardens, corner of Hazeldean and Stittsville Main Street, and of course you're going to hear those, and you're going to see those as well. If you want to park nearby and walk over and have a look, you're welcome to do so. Some upcoming events looking beyond this weekend in our community. Next Sunday, I'm really looking forward to our family bike ride. It's Mission to Mars. We're going to be driving along the Trans-Canada Trail out to the Mars planetary sign, so you can sign up for that on my website. On June 8th, we're hosting something called Protecting Our Wetlands. We just launched the publicity for it this week. Due to some provincial changes to the city's official plan, along with some legislation changes at the province, I'm really concerned about the long-term health of the wetlands and the natural areas just west of Stittsville. So I'm going to be hosting an information meeting. Former City Councillor and former Goulbourn Township Mayor Janet Stavinga will be there with me. It's on June 8th at 7:30 p.m. You can find all the information on my website, and we're asking you to register in advance just so we can plan for numbers. So check out that information. And on June 17th, I'm really looking forward to this event. It's our annual Welcome to Stittsville Multicultural Festival. We have dozens of participants who have signed up. There are performances all afternoon. There are going to be tables and displays and booths. It's really shaping up to be a great event. We have 4 new sponsors on board as well. Anyways, really looking forward to that on June 17th. We are looking for volunteers, so if you want to help out at this year's Welcome to Stittsville Festival, please get in touch with me, and we'd love to have you as a helper. A couple other reminders. This is the 1-year anniversary, this weekend, the 1-year anniversary of the Dread Show from last spring. It was May 21st, so it'll be exactly 1 year tomorrow when that awful windstorm hit. And I wanted to remind everyone to take some time this long weekend to make sure you're prepared for whatever the next emergency might be. Make sure you've got an emergency kit at home. Make sure you've got a plan with your family. There are some great resources available at ottawa.ca that you can check out. Red Cross has some great information. The federal government has some great info. So go and Google emergency kit and emergency preparedness and look through some of the tips and advice. It'll be time well spent because we don't know when it'll happen, obviously, but there will be another emergency, whether it's weather related or otherwise, and it's always best to be prepared. I mentioned this last fall, but worth mentioning again. If you go to my website, glengower.ca/derecho, you can see the after storm report that my team and I prepared. It's got lots of photos from the event. It's got a recap, a summary of what happened and how we responded and the city and our partners responded, and it has a list of action items as well that we've nearly completed. Almost all of those have been done. So I really feel if we do have another emergency this summer or beyond, we're in a much better position, much better prepared to respond and help the community. And a final reminder before I wrap up is about some of the issues we've seen recently in around our community around crime in the evenings and especially on weekends, sometimes involving youth. I want to remind residents to please call 911. If you see any crime in progress, if you see anyone who's in danger, being harassed, if you see any vandalism happening, call 911 so that police can be notified right away. We've had some incidents where people have emailed my office over the weekend or after the fact. Very difficult for police to do a follow-up and respond to that after the fact. So please, if you see something happening that needs police attention, don't hesitate to call 911. Anyways, hopefully that's not an issue. I'm looking forward to a great long weekend. It looks a little bit overcast and starting to rain here a little bit, but I think it's going to be a nice weekend overall. I hope you get a chance to get out and explore our community, walk around, bike around, skateboard, scooter, however you get around. Check out some of our great green spaces and parks here in Stittsville and the surrounding area, and have a great long weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Take care.